What's up, everybody? This is Big T Davis from Bubba Bass Anglers. Retail therapy. There's the wall. It's really coming along. I got a whole entire box of stuff to unload and put on the wall. And then I got to finish cleaning all this stuff up. And get this done so I can go on to the next thing. Anyway, I wanted to talk a bit about what I learned this past season. So as everybody knows, I started kayak fishing this year. I got my kayak in February. I started fishing in April with any bassing, and I also did Slay Nation. I also did Slay Nation. Just listen while I'm doing all this. Slay Nation, KBF, a little Hobie, and mass kayak bassing, which ended up being my favorite venture. A great group of guys who I'll be fishing with from here till eternity. So that's great. But I learned a lot. So you're probably wondering why there weren't that many videos posted last season. So we started out the year, we discovered Champlain, discovered a couple of things. We discovered the gem that is Lake Winnipesaukee that we have been avoiding all these years, and we finally decided to go there. And during the spring, it's like fishing out of one of those Bass Pro fish tanks. It's super clear water, and you can see all the smallmouth. And you throw a line in the water, and they attack it. And we were able to catch fish anywhere we went in Winnipesaukee. We were doing so good, catching so many fish in one of our spots. We said, let's just pick a random spot on the lake. So we picked a random spot on the lake, and we took the boat over there. We started casting and continued to catch smallmouth for the entire day. We had 30 plus smallmouth. We had double digits for each of us. It was one of the most amazing fishing days we've ever had, only to be topped by a trip in Champlain. The thing about Champlain is we were able to find fish wherever we went in Champlain. Some spots more so than others. But Champlain is just, it's got largemouth, it's got smallmouth. It's got smallmouth hanging out shallow in wood cover, which we had never seen before. We had seen smallmouth, in rocks, shallow rocks, and weed lines and stuff like that, more so largemouth. But usually when you see wood, laydowns or wood or whatever off the shore, it's usually largemouth. They were smallmouth, big, voracious smallmouth. And those Champlain fish, when they bite, okay? So last season collectively was one of our best seasons we've ever had in our entire life. Period. It was just absolutely wonderful. So that happened. In the midst of all that and my kayak fishing, my 360 max camera malfunctioned and it wouldn't take a battery anymore. I could still use it, but I'd have to use my juice box, and I wanted that extra battery, that extra hour on the battery. So since I wasn't filming that much anyway, I said, let me send it in. So I sent it in to GoPro to get fixed. It was supposed to take 3 weeks. It took like 2 months for them to get it back to me. No big deal. Gave me a lot of time to think. I spent a lot of time figuring out this kayak bass fishing tournament thing. Kayak fishing is completely different than big boat fishing. You're controlling the boat. You use the fish finder. It's different in heavy waves. I didn't have a motor. I didn't think I was ever going to get a motor. So I had a lot to learn, several different things to learn. I had to learn how to catch fish off this thing. Slowly but surely, I learned something new every tournament I went to. I was anti-practice because I just didn't want to make the extra time to travel to these places and take extra days off to practice. That is no more. Just like any lake that we go to, the more we go to it, the better we get, the easier it is for us to catch fish. It's the same with practice. You go to practice to learn a place, Figure out where the fish are so you can hopefully have a good day, tournament day, and catch fish. Me not practicing makes my first tournament day a practice day. And it happened to me at the national championship. Everywhere I've gone, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's hampering me. Not having a motor is hampering me. I was all gung ho about, getting a pedal kayak and getting all this exercise, which I did. Lots of exercise, it was great. But all these other kayakers were getting the spots before me and fishing these spots out. Case in point, at the national championship, I was talking to a guy and he said he's going to have a limit by 7:30. And we were going the same direction. So we both left at the same time. He was gone. I saw his light. It was dark. I saw his light slowly disappear into the darkness. And sure as shit, he had a full bag. By I think it was 7:35, he had 5 bass. I went the same way. I got a couple bites, lost a couple fish, but I wasn't catching anything. I'm like, man, he knew where the fish were. He knew exactly where to go, all due to practice. So practicing is now a thing. I'm getting a Minn Kota trolling motor. I'm doing a lot of stuff, getting a different fish finder, doing some mods to the boat or to the yak, as you've seen in the videos. I've learned so much this season that I have absolutely no regrets. I drove all the way to Louisiana and did horrible in the national championships, but I don't feel bad because I learned so much. I had a great time, met some great people. No regrets whatsoever. Every experience is a learning experience. I'll do better this season. So I'm getting my gear together, and I'm still doing mods. I got to have my kayak ready by February. I'm getting this crazy idea that I want to go to Florida next month for the Kiss Me event, for the KBF event, but it's just too much. I don't want to burn myself out. It's like a 22-hour drive. I'm not a person that likes to drive long distances by myself. I limit myself to 15 hours, which means I can get up, get to a place before the day is over and fall asleep. Whereas Louisiana, I had to stop and take an overnight break. I don't want to have to do that for Florida. I'm pretty sure I could do the Florida trip in one shot, but it's still a lot of driving. I'm not a big fan of driving super long distances like that alone. If there's somebody in the car, like my mom is going to come to South Carolina with me in February, so I have somebody in the car with me because she's retired, so she's going to come and chill and enjoy herself. That'll be great. But us guys in the Northeast, we can't do a lot of these southern competitions because they're so damn far away and it's a drain. But I thought about what I wanted to do for this season. Other than, I always do retail therapy when the winter comes. But definitely want to do more kayak vlogs. So I'm going to have the camera with me for every tournament. I'm going to have the camera with me again on the big boat with Bub for all our videos. So you're going to see all the fish. I kind of wish I captured. I did capture a lot of the fish we caught on my phone and put them on Instagram if you follow us on Instagram. But I really want to have that GoPro with me now at all times to capture some of the fish that we catch at Champlain and Winnipesaukee, so you could see some of the things that we see. It was just amazing. So you'll see more videos this season for sure. And that's about it. So I'm going to continue working on this stuff here. And I mean, I got a lot of it cleared up, but I got 2 boxes of stuff to unbox here. And I'll just show you lip gripper and scale for the yak. I'm going to be fishing the Berkeley Powerbait Gully this season. When you're fishing for those, if you're doing some bed fishing and you're fishing for largemouth who can take 45 minutes to pull off a bed sometimes, use something that looks like a fish. That's a little tip I'll give you if you're a bed fisherman. More Powerbait Generals. I buy the General and I buy Cincos. I get the General and the colors that aren't available in Cincos and vice versa. These are both the best stick baits in the business as far as I'm concerned. These are also what caught me fish. Everything I bought catches me fish. Rage bugs. These are awesome flipping baits. Okay. And Rage Menace. I think I got some Rage Menace in here. Some more colors of the general. Let's see what we got in here. Menaces in here? No, these are all Rage bugs. I got my Menaces from Tapper Warehouse. So I got Rage Menaces. Great jig trailers. Great for flipping. Again, these caught me fish all season. So if you're out there fishing, try and remember what you're catching fish on. Whatever you're catching fish on, that's what you need to use. Forget all these videos that tell you every season, this is what you should be using in the spring, this is what you should be using in the summer, this is what you should be using in the fall. Because those guys, a lot of those guys are fishing waters that are different than yours. They have different experiences. You can't just take what somebody's using. Like, I'm in the Northeast. I can't take what somebody's using in Clear Lake, California, or Okeechobee and use it in New England and expect it to work. Stick baits. I didn't mean to get the generals in the standard power bait, but I got them by accident. But anyway, stick baits are a must-have. You have to have stick baits. I don't care what brand you get, whether it's Cinco, Berkeley, Yumdinger. I don't care. You have to have stick baits in your arsenal. Everybody knows these catch fish. But when it comes down to choosing flipping baits and jig trailers and things like that, you have to use what works for you. Don't use what those guys use on YouTube. You figure it out through experience. Get a bunch of baits in a bunch of different colors. Try them out and figure out what catches you fish throughout the year. And that's how you figure yourself out. That's how you figure yourself out as an angler. Like me, Bub, and Ed, we all fish the same waters. We all use different things. Spinner baits, haven't caught a bass on a spinner bait yet. Chatterbait, catch bass. Bub, can't stand chatterbaits. Bub's caught fish on spinner baits. It's different for everybody. What else? Here's the Yamamoto's. Got more of those. And again, I got all the basic colors. Black with red flake, black with blue flake, green pumpkin, watermelon red, green pumpkin, black flake. Same colors that catch me fish. Vmc rigs. These are awesome at Champlain. It's a great alternative to drop shot. It's less material to rig. The only thing I don't like about the Vmc brand jig heads is that they do rust out easier. Like you'll go fishing a couple times with a hook and it'll get rusty. And who dries off their hooks after they're fishing? I've never heard of anybody doing that, but these get rusty easily. So what I did was I looked for an alternative. Let's see if I can find it. Found an alternative. The alternative is the Vmc Moon Eye. It's that same 90-degree bend, and this is what I'm using. This is the alternative Vmc head. Same 90-degree bend, and I think these are, let's see, 1/4 ounce? Yeah, 1/4 ounce with a 1/0 hook. I think it's a 1/0 hook. So there's my alternative. Even though I haven't caught bass and spinnerbaits, I still get them to have them. One of these days they'll work out for me. Hopefully, I just want to have them. I got some Vmc rigs with an underspin to add a little more flash to my Vmc rig. So I'll be fishing those again. I buy these because they catch fish. Okay, they catch fish. Another thing that caught fish all season for me, the Booyah Popper, and now they got a prank popper, so it's a popper with a square bill on it. So you can pop it, and you could also reel it in like a crankbait. So it's a little alternative popper. These poppers catch fish. I caught a state pin smallie, 20 inches with one of these. This big edge, so this is something that I saw Greg Blanchard do, but it's something I also do for kayak fishing. I have one tackle box that I take with me on my kayak, and I put my crankbaits, my hooks, my, I separate everything I need to bring that could catch fish goes into one tackle box. Jerk baits, top water. You put it all in what you organize. I got sick and tired of where's my big green bag isn't here, but I would carry literally 30 pounds of tackle with me in a bag every time I went fishing on the big boat. Couldn't do that on the kayak, so I decided what I was doing is I was taking my terminal tackle box and then a regular tackle box with all my hard baits and a few bags of soft plastics depending on where I was going. So I'll still take the few bags of soft plastics, but I'm now going to put my terminal tackle and all my hard baits in one big edge plano. I'll sort it all out, take out what I need for my other tackle boxes, put it in here and organize it for wherever I'm fishing. And then when I'm done, I'll take out what I don't need and put it back. And yeah, and then of course I have all the extra here. So when I run out, I don't have to go to Fish USA or Tackle USA or Tackle Warehouse to order replacements when I'm in dire need. What else do we have here? This smaller tackle box, smaller edge. I'm going to use this for my panfish tackle. And I think that's pretty much the bulk of it. But everything that I bought, and everything that's on my wall, with the exception of the rattle trap, lipless crankbaits, pretty much everything on this wall has caught me fish season after season. So through years of experience, this is what I've narrowed my baits down to. By the way, I didn't mention the Big Bite Baits Swim On. It's a kamikaze swim on. Great chatterbait trailer. These things work. Great colors, they catch fish. That's why I use them. Zoom flukes catch fish. Okay, so I'd say about maybe 87 to 90% of the stuff on this wall has caught me fish on the regular, and that's why I use it. So these videos that I see on YouTube talking about what you need to use during this time of year, blah, 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 none of that makes sense to me. The only guys I really listen to are 603 Bass. Shout out to 603 Bass because they fish the same waters as us. And I obviously listen to the guys I fish with in the tournaments that fish the same waters as me too. But the guys in Texas and Florida and California, they're going to tell you what they're using and tell you should be using it. But, every water is different. Bass are different everywhere. Every angler is different. You got to figure out what works for you. So this is Big T Davis. I'll see you on the next Retail Therapy video. Peace out.